Oh, yes.
Yeah, and he's got 2 kids, and they've got kids, so I'm a great-grandfather.
Oh, my.
4 times now. They're all boys.
All boys?
Yeah. So we're gonna have some sort of a team, I think. The oldest one must be about 6 or 7 now.
Because I can remember his hair was quite white.
Well,
Quite young,
I didn't bring the picture but Joan Casarato gave me a picture that she took at the cemetery at the funeral, and I was shocked because it was gray the last time I saw him a month ago, and anyway, we know he's got a lot of hair, but it is white.
That's
I
what
don't know what
thought.
happened to me.
You lost all yours. Some
I
men do. I don't know why.
well, I can remember, my mother's father. I said, Grandpa, I said, what happened to your hair? And he said, your grandmother pulled it all out.
That's like a Damon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Fred didn't have much hair. He had to comb his
Yeah.
side hair over the top.
Come over.
Yeah, no.
Well, I gave up on that. I only had 1 spear left, and I said, the heck with
For
it.
some reason, men lose their hair when women don't.
Well, I'd always heard that grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
Well,
that has something to do with it.
that may be true. But I don't think that was Fred's reason.
Well, I don't know. I always thought Fred was a very wise person.
Well, he was married for a good 50 years. He died just at the end of it, but he and Mary were devoted to each other.
Yeah.
Cancer ran in her family. She died of lung cancer, I think.
Well, we used to have the Summer Olympics out here too. Fred always ran that. He rigged up things with pole vaulting on your front lawn and stuff like that. Remember that? There was always because this was a great gathering place for the teenagers at that time. Fred being the oldest one of the lot, I guess.
I don't particularly, more or less remember it, but
Yeah.
mostly less.
Well, what I also remember is that Squeak and Madge Kitchen running the Kitchen Steele Baking Company.
Yes.
And that they baked bread all summer long and sold the bread to anybody that knew them, I guess. And
They made money because my family and Madge paid for the flour and stuff.
I know it, and they also paid for the heat to bake the bread.
Bake bread, and then for the car to deliver the bread.
Yeah, and they spent all the money at Carol Reed's because buying sweaters.
Probably did.
Yeah, they were college girls.
Your mother gave me a nice sweater once. You remember I used to bring you over from Bowden?
Yeah.
I don't know where I met you, because I didn't go to Bowden, but
I remember you picked me up one time and we went square dancing up.
yes.
But I can't remember where it was. But it was a Ralph Page or something like that was doing the
Well, somebody, the person whose car we used was a friend of my apartment mate, Margaret Cristodoro, and he drove awfully fast and dangerously, I thought. And I got to the square dance, and the floor used to come up and practically hit me in the forehead the last time I square danced.
Oh, well, those were the good old days,
Yes.
Betty.
Well, I was in Portland from 1937 to about the spring of 42.
Yeah.
I was going to a board of directors meeting when I heard about Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
Then we came in on the radio, car radio. And then the next day we were at a community concert in Portland, and they announced that war had been declared.
Well, Alan Davis lived over there. He was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really, I brought him over and introduced him to Francis, and he and Francis were very simpatico.
Yeah.
And I think we had quite a few Portland people that came from that. Elaine Anderson, Bud Windsor, and what was the city designer, Lynn something.
Lynn Dyer,
Dyer.
yeah.
He's still living with
No,
somebody
I
else.
think he's dead, isn't he? He collected postcards. See, I used to see him, Ginny and I used to go to the postcard shows in May.
Oh,
And I always see Lynn, and what was her name, Margaret, something or other.
Kenny,
Yeah, and she was a friend of Francis's too, I think.
somewhat,
Yeah,
but Ellen was in particular.
yeah.
And after
Now,
Ellen got married, the Clevelands, I think, had Ellen and his wife over for
yeah,
the weekend sometimes.
yeah.
But Ellen died fairly young. He had some kind of brain tumor.
There were Barnstormer people who lived in my house, I think. Like Gebels,
Probably.
Arthur and Evelyn
Oh, Racine,
Gabelle?
Racine.
Racine?
Gobel.
Gobel.
Yeah,
Those aren't Mansellers.
no, they weren't Manston, but they were in,
They were in
they
some
were,
plays.
they were in, Gold in the Hills that, Francis put on with,
Oh, I suppose
with,
everybody was.
yeah, everybody in town was in that.
Okay.
And,
Because they're in photos.
yeah,
of-
well, it's in,
Mhm.
yeah, and, that's awful. You'll have to forgive me. Dick Phoenix,
Yeah.
he was in that, and I think he gave me some of the pictures that I used in the scrapbook.
He was just Esther's age,
Yeah,
Squeak's age. He
yeah,
used to be very
but Francis
fond of
had a lot of
her. But
pictures
she
of
didn't
that.
give him the time of day.
Mm,
So he cast a lot of town people in
yeah,
that.
yeah. It was,
Well, Francis was very strong about the townspeople.
yeah.
He really liked working with them when he was selectman.
Well,
So
the-
forth.
I don't know, I'd always heard that the reason Francis left New York was because he left his apartment one morning and there was somebody had been hit by an automobile and was laying in the gutter, and when he came home at night, there was still a body laying there.
Oh, I
He said
hadn't
if-
heard that. I know he left
And
New
he said
York.
if that's all they think about people in New York, he was fed up with the place.
Yeah.
Then he ran a theater in Boston after that, didn't he?
He lived,
No, okay.
they
well,
lived in some house in Belmont where they had an apple tree and from room moved in.
But what was the name of the theater that he ran in, had connection with in Boston, I think it was.
And
And,
I can't remember what his name was.
but it was.
It was like the Players, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
No, I can't remember. Isn't that awful?
I can't remember it either. Isn't awful. It's what happens when you get older.
There's a lot to remember.
You just don't remember.
Now, let's see, what was my name? What was my name when I came here, Betty?
I've had a slight stroke too, and I don't know what's
Well,
old age and what's a stroke.
Well, you two have known each other since...
Always,
Always.
really.
Since Steve family moved up here, what, 1932?
No, that's when they finished moving up here, but we bought the place in 1926.
Well, I think,
But my father retired in 32 or something like that, and we lived up here
yeah,
permanently
well,
after
we
that.
knew you.
Yeah,
All of you were a little younger than Fred and I were,
yeah.
which counted then. Doesn't make a difference
So
now.
Bus must have been more or less your age.
What?
Bus must have been more or less your age.
Yeah, but he was a little younger.
Yeah.
I stayed one night with Bus and his wife down in Asheville.
Oh yeah. Well, they traveled everywhere.
Yeah.
Because he worked at Frankson's and built a house in Conway, and I guess.
Who built a house in Conway?
Bus did. He worked down at Frankson Furniture at that, because he was interested in the furniture business, and then he finally, that's why he went to Asheville.
Oh,
There
it
was, Bus thought he was gonna get the job of managing the factory down here,
Oh,
and Connors gave it to his son-in-law instead.
oh,
So-
well, that's likely to happen.
Yeah, it is. So Bus went to Asheville then he went out to Grand Rapids to John Whitcomb, and that was an interesting furniture factory because they built they built very fine furniture, and it was only sold in 2 places, I think, in this country. And
Oh,
one place in New York, and then they had an outlet in Grand Rapids. But the stuff came down off. They only made a few pieces, but it came down off an assembly line, and there was a big black lady with a chain with some keys on it, and she whacked the furniture as it distressed it.
Oh.
This is when it was. They had to pass inspection, but just to make sure it was perfect until it got to her, and then she whacked the devil out of it, and it distressed it, and then they could sell it for sort of antiques.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I went down to Kentucky and Tennessee because of crafts.
Yeah.
There's a big craft organization there. That's how I happened to be in that area.
Yeah.
And Asheville, I think, is the head of the Southern Highlands Handicraft Guild, or was then. And Bus and his wife invited me. I think I spent the night there. I certainly had dinner with them.
Yeah.
But that was 1940 probably or something.
Betty, how did you get involved with the League of New Hampshire Crafts?
I went to the New Hampshire Employment Office. They gave me 3 references. I said I wanted to work for a non-profit company. And the League was the first one. And I went to the others.
And that was in Concord?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the way I started with them. I hadn't any particular interest in crafts.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, I knew about them, but I hadn't any particular interest.
You know,
Of course, the League, one of the founders of the League was in Sandwich in Wolfboro. In 31 it was founded.
well, probably your mother and Howard Shedd made a lot of those crafts.
Well,
out here
just
in the
for
kitchen. Out
itself,
here in the kitchen.
Mother made that little dish to the right of the clock, which is
Uh-huh.
over fire that she do lobsters on it.
I remember you have a beautiful pair of red leather shoes
Oh, yes.
that someone here in New Hampshire made. Is that right?
Yes, very expensive shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That was through the League.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know that I had, well, this is Ron Wood and his friend Dr. Chance. That was one thing he made.
Oh.
Because I've used it a lot since, but Dr. Shed was pretty skilled at throwing a piece. He could throw them evenly. Mother and I, neither of us could.
So
But they made ashtrays and find them in porcupine dung.
That's when people
When you have
smoke.
better, you have the opposite of oxidization. When the electric kiln just oxidizes whatever materials you put in. And the wood or things like that do the opposite. Wood or oil do the opposite. But if you're killed with heat by electricity, everything gets oxidized. And that was all they had. What is the opposite of oxidization? I can't remember. It's a word I'm perfectly familiar with, but I thought,
You've lost me, Betty. My hearing
Just take
aid
it
isn't
away.
working today.
taking away
My batteries
molecules. Taking away molecules.
Oh.
Well, oxidization is adding oxygen, I guess.
Mhm.
And this is the opposite.
And you said they fired it in porcupine dung?
Yes, because that was, you got better glazes that way.
Where did they
You-
get it?
Of the woods anywhere. The roads of porcupines.
There used to be a lot of porcupines. There aren't many now. Very seldom have seen a porcupine.
We have a couple that live under our barn.
Mm.
Yeah.
I see them once a summer usually.
Raccoons are unusual now too. There are many children in Tamworth who haven't seen a wild raccoon.
Well, they better come to our house. We got raccoons on our roof.
We never had raccoons when I was little. I remember when the dog treed one up here, it was unusual.
Mhm.
The first time we'd seen them.
Probably had quills sticking out of his nose, didn't he? Your
Well,
dog.
the raccoon was a tree. This was a raccoon,
Oh,
not a
raccoon.
porcupine.
Oh. Mm.
Just like turkeys that were here and weren't here and now they're back.
What's that?
Turkeys, now we have
Oh,
turkeys.
yeah. Well, the fishing game stopped them in South Tamworth.
Mhm.
And we are getting a spot of Mr.